Hi folks, this is a quick video to show you how to use some of the most relevant features of Capital IQ. You should have received an email with a login prompting you to set up your username and password. If you haven't, search your junk mail folder or contact me if you still need some support. So direct yourself to capitaliq.com and log in. And hopefully your internet connection is quicker than mine. And you come to a home screen that looks like this. There is a lot going on. This is a powerful research tool that's used primarily in financial services. There are some pieces that are especially relevant to my strategists. So I go under this tab up here, Research, click on that. And I am interested, I'm going to change this time frame to the last 12 months, report types, industry overview. I am interested in airlines, so I'm going to type in airlines and search and see what comes up. Okay, so you can see in this column here headlines for a bunch of different industries. We have some that probably touch on airlines but aren't directly relevant: upstream, downstream energy, telecommunications, consumer finance. I'm going to scroll down here to passenger airlines because that's more in line with what I'm looking for. This is an industry overview and it was published in June 2023. Click on that. Industry surveys, passenger airlines. Show you the contents here. There's an industry snapshot, financial metrics, key industry drivers, industry trends, Porter's 5 Forces analysis, how the industry operates, how to analyze a company in this industry, a glossary, and some industry references, comparative company analysis. So this report does a lot of the legwork for you in this class. Remember, these reports included in Capital IQ are typically used by investors. So, and we approach this class with a little bit more of a managerial perspective. So you'll see there's more of an emphasis on financial metrics, accounting data, market data than maybe your typical general manager might place. But it's a really good starting point and a great place to get information about a given industry. So let's look at Porter's 5 Forces in the airline industry. So there's a walkthrough here with the threat of new entrants. Barriers to entry are low to moderate. Bargaining power of suppliers, low to moderate. Bargaining power of customers, high. Buyers and customers have relative strong bargaining power. Degree of competition, right? So you can walk through this and read it for yourself. What are some of the trends happening in the airline industry that I might be interested in? We've got jet fuel prices, high levels of debt. Okay, I can learn a little bit about who are the key competitors in the US. Weekly air passenger volume since 2019. Look, some interesting trends growing in Asia. A lot about the pandemic still, right? So there's quite a lot of information. Although it's not presented as a pestle analysis, you can certainly use this as the basis of one. Some other industry trends here. I'm scrolling up now and looking at some of the key industry drivers. So what affects profitability in the passenger airline industry? Consumer confidence, fuel costs, airline traffic growth, US airline traffic statistics, European airline traffic statistics. So some of these might be relevant, and of course there's some bullet points here that explain all of this. If you're not sure what any of these terms mean, there is a glossary in the back of this report. So that is one of the key tools these research reports that you can find in Capital IQ. Another area that might be of interest, say I'm now doing my research report and I am interested in Delta Airlines. I can look up Delta, business description, a lot about their stock and their financial performance, what indexes they're traded on, who runs the company, current and pending subsidiaries, I might want to know some key statistics or financial ratios, so I come under financials valuation. There's a lot of information in Capital IQ, so I'll point out the couple links that are probably the easiest to get usable, accessible information. Ratios under financials and valuation calculates a lot of financial ratios for you. You can adjust the timeline here. Say I want to go back to 2010. Ooh, look at that. So many years of data. Maybe I want industry-specific ratios, so not just things like return on assets or the gross margin percentage, which are calculated pretty widely across a lot of different industries. I want to look at maybe their fuel expense, for example. So I've clicked on this industry-specific tab, available seat miles, revenue passenger miles, and now I want to know what the heck that is. So I click on this little information button. Revenue passenger miles represent the total number of miles flown by scheduled fare-paying passengers. So it gives you a little hover tab that tells you what that metric actually means. Generally, these industry-specific metrics that are reported are important ones to the industry, so they wouldn't just be there for fun. Aircraft average age, interesting. Okay, but I want to know, these are great and interesting pieces of information for Delta. I want to know how this compares to its competitors. So now I go under peer analysis, and I can do quick comps. I will note that there's another tab that is labeled competitors that gives you an awful lot of information, perhaps too much. I'll show you that one also. Competitors is the tab that if you wanted to see anyone and everyone who might compete with Delta, you can see there's 181 competitors listed here. You could go to this tab and see that list, but that might be an overwhelming amount of information. The quick comps link will take you to a smaller, closer set of competitors. So this won't necessarily be a perfect set of competitors. You might still need to use a little judgment as to whether to include or not include these companies. Like, do I want Air France or Lufthansa in my comparative set when I'm talking about US airlines? Maybe I don't. But I can compare these airlines, and you can see it initially gives you some financial data. And if you're not sure what it means, what is NTM revenue? NTM is next 12 months, but you can click on that or hover over it and it will give you a definition. Operating statistics, more financial information here. Again, if you're not sure what any of these ratios mean, you can click on them to get a definition. You can change the display options here, which is a little bit more of an advanced option to get other pieces of information. So this is a really powerful research tool. And hopefully it'll come in handy later in this class when you're working on your group project.